Okay, we left off. We are on page 326. We spoke about the importance of establishing a time for learning, specifically after davening. One of the reasons why, of course, we have this program. And again, today will be a little bit shorter than usual just because davening, Baruch Hashem, was elongated because of Rosh Chodesh. Last week last week's Yom Tov. So here we go. I want to just focus on Tochen HaLimud, and I think this is quite important. The Mishnah in Kiddushin starts off by telling us, Lolam Yishalesh Adam Shenotav. Shalish b'mikra, shlish b'mishnah, shlish b'talmud. Right? A person should divide their day, divide their life into thirds. Miodeh kamachai. Well, what do you mean I'm going to divide my life into thirds? I don't know how I'm going to live, right? So if I live to 120, so it's easy, 40, 40, 40. But, I can't necessarily know how long I'm going to live. No, you don't understand. It's that a person's day of learning should divide into thirds, not their lifetime. Vishinanthem should vivrei Torah mechudim beficha shimishal lacha adam davar al tigam gem v'tomar lo elo omar lo miyad, as it says omar lacha chama achotiad. So the Brisa says, what if Vishinanthem means that when you know it, you're supposed to be able to actually be clear in your learning. You shouldn't fumble, but it should be precise and it should be clear. So actually Rashi, I made a mistake. Rashi says, we don't know the Yomeh. I said day. Rashi actually says your week should be divided into thirds. So I want to just clarify that. And Rashi also says, I kind of mentioned already, the learning that a person has should be done chozer lehem ubaduk b'umkam. You should know what you're talking about. You should appreciate and be clear in its depth. So you shouldn't be like, oh yeah, what'd you learn today? You ask your kids, what'd you learn today? Nothing. You know what I mean? Right? No. It needs to be clear and precise when a person learns. Tosfot actually says, he argues, he quotes Rashi, Pirish B'Kuntras, take a look at the highlight of 327, the days of the week. He argues, he says, no, it's referring to the day. So it's a Machlokes Rishonim what exactly it's referring to. The Rambam there at the end in source 13 just jumped to the last few lines. בתחילת תלמודו של אדם, אבל שיגדל בחוכמה ולא יהיה צריך לא ללמוד תורה שבכתב ולא לעסוק תמיד בתורה שבעל פה, יקרא בעיתים מזומנים תורה שבכתב ודברי השמוע כדי שלא ישכח דבר מדברי דיני תורה. ויפנה כל ימיו לגמרא בלבד לפי רוחב שיש בליבו וישב דעתו. Right? So the Rambam, it's a well-known Rambam, says, listen, Torah שבכתv, yeah, but once you master Torah שבכתv, that's it, you don't have to go back to it anymore. Then you should just focus on Gemara. That's an interesting Rambam. Anyways, so there the Rambam would understand it as Yishalesh Adam Shenotah from maturity perspective, right? That once you've mastered, it's hierarchical, so to speak. That eventually, once you've mastered one plateau, then you can move on to the next.
Well, master of Gemara doesn't mean like a daf Gemara.
Right, doesn't mean daf Gemara. He means
describe what Gemara is.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah. It doesn't mean necessarily Gemara, but anything in that type of style of learning, where there's pilpul, question answer. Yeah, which is about how the Maral explains the Mishnah Merkei also the same way. That it's when it says shlish b'mikra, chamisha, mikra Mishnah. So okay, the Lechem Mishnah here. That's what he says. The Mishnah is clear. He says when he's referring to the Talmud, it's referring to just mikra, Mishnah, Talmud, etc. Any larger part of Torah Shabbat. Flip the page. I want to show you a fascinating here. Not everyone agrees with this Rambam. The Achronim on the Shulchan Aruch disagree and actually argue, and they say no. If you only have a finite time to learn, so again, it could the Rambam is referring to a person who has many hours to learn. However, the Achronim on the Shulchan Aruch, which is in source number 18. Says something, which Achronim meaning 19, 20, and 21, the Taz, the Shach, and the Shulchan Aruch HaRav, they actually become much more focused on a person's learning. So if we are just worthwhile just highlighting them, and then we'll end with the two different types of learning, and that'll be it for today. So listen to this Taz. 329 at the top. Katuv b'drisha. Yesh balabatim hagi limod b'chol yom gam gimel. What is that? It's for the Gemara. Gemara poskim And referred to Gemara, that's what I thought. For lo shar poskim, for iti besaf nida, the Tana de Liao, kol hashon halachot b'chol yom, uftach lo shehu ben olam haba. Aval, linire, te tzarich la'asog besifrei poskim, kegon the Alfasi, the Mordechai, the Ashri, v'domehem. It says that the person should not focus on, let's say, pilpul or learning Gemara, but rather should be very focused on halacha l'maiseh. Ve'enam, this is unbelievable. Ve'enam yotzim klal b'limud Gemara. Almost, maybe you could say the opposite of the Rambam. The Perush Rashi, v'tosfot l'chud. The Haitana du Eliyahu kol hashon halachat, Perush Rashi halachat psukot. That rather, says the Taz, we should learn halacha psuka. Now one could argue that even learning halacha l'maisa sometimes could also involve a sense of pilpul, which is sometimes the way we deal with it, right? Trying to understand the sources and we go back and forth to kind of appreciate what the fun halacha is. But nonetheless, interesting how the Taz wants to say just to learn, a blood Gemara, we know that it's very, you can't learn a Gemara and necessarily walk out from halacha l'maisa, right? It's quite dangerous sometimes to even try and attempt to do so. But nonetheless, the Taz is very clear on focus on halacha l'maisa. The Shach, he quotes the Drisha again, quotes the Tainis V'Eliyahu, quotes, go on, Ve'enam yotzim klal. Ah, here it is. Last line, last two lines. A person who says, a person who has 9 hours a day to learn, then you can divide your day properly, right? Aval hanach balabatim she'enam lomdim ra gimel 4 sha'at, which I thought was a funny line, right? Oh, the guy in Kolal he learns 9 hours. The Balbai learns 3-4 hours a day, right? Lo yomadim shas l'chud. So he says, a person who learns 3-4 hours a day, it shouldn't just be Gemara. You should divide maybe that 3 or 4 hours into other areas as well. That's the idea today. That was also, I don't know why we're all smiling. The Shulchan Aruch Harav says, same idea. Ich adam kazeh, ach adam kazeh. Machar shenu yachol limod b'divrei Torah harbei ma'od, tzarich sheyeh lo kol limudo b'limud hamevi lidei ma'aseh. That's a Shulchan Aruch Harav. Shehein halachot hatzrichot l'chol adam. So practical halacha, not necessarily even, right? Interesting. I guess for everyone, maybe people have different practical halacha, but whatever would apply to you in terms of practical halacha. I don't know if necessarily, koshering meat. Not quite sure. Or hilchot shchita. I'm not quite sure that's very practical for the average person today, right? The kayim mitzvah kilchatan. V'li zahir melichsho b'isur m'chas shalom. I had someone call me and they said, well, I spoke to someone yesterday. They had a question. They asked me, like, well, I never learned that it was a female. I never learned that in high school. I said, listen, high school is very finite. I mean, it's 4 years. The principal has to decide the curriculum. By definition, when you decide a curriculum, you're excluding things because you can't learn everything. So your high school teacher decided to focus on certain things, assuming that you'd catch up on the rest throughout the seminary, throughout your life. So there you go. And sometimes I think you can't just ask, you can't just call the local Talmid Chacham all the time. You have to know certain things yourself, right? And sometimes you have to ask the question, you actually have to know certain things, right? You have to learn first. The Hainu Rav or Chaim, he says, what do you have to learn? The majority of our Chaim, Kimat Kulo, Umiyud Yordea, a little bit of Yordea, a few issues of kashrut, maybe issues that pertain to the kitchen, areas of Yordea also deals with Hilchot Nida, it deals with a bit of Velut, right? Ube'ein Even Ezer, Choshe Mishpat, Kol Hilchot Berura B'Taima Me Talmud Forshav, like the Rosh, Beit Yosef Lefachot. And this is my best line. Kimo HaRosh or Beit Yosef Lefachot. Do you have any idea how long the Beit Yosef is? Right? The Beit Yosef is enormous. Right? The shortened version of the Beit Yosef is the Shulchan Aruch. The Beit Yosef quotes all the Rishonim. Not all, many Rishonim. So, okay. V'lachzor alehem lo'olam. Review it. V'gam mishu yodeh yafeh sheyachol lilmod v'litzchut kol Torah shabapeh yeshmo lilmod v'lachzor techila halachot alalu atzichot l'maiseh yesh lem din kedima al shar kol halachot shein tzarich l'maiseh kol kach. This is a powerful statement of Shulchan Aruch. He says, din kedima goes to halacha l'maiseh versus Hilchot Treifot, or versus Hilchot Korban, what's not so l'maiseh today? When? Yeah, right, kachim. But at least there's no halacha on that even. Meaning, what would be halacha that's not so lemaisa? The kasher is not so lemaisa in many cases. Hilchot treifa, that's your shchita. And velumar agadatat mevi gam kel demaisa lidbonen mitochan musar eskel. So then he says something interesting. He says even learning agadata gives you an idea of musar eskel, and that's also very important. That's very valuable. Mishlo igia lemida zo yomad bis sifrei musar shenivnu divreim al midrashim v'hagod ba'amrei hazohar. Okay, anyway. It's a given, of course, you're going to learn Tanakh, Litim Zumanim, Kamoshi Bar Lamala. Then, of course, Tanakh has Din Kadim Alakol. And we're going to review the Parsha regularly and go through Tanakh. Okay, I just wanted to point that out because it's a great summary in the words of the Shulchan Aruch Harav. So, the Beis HaLevi, I don't know if we have to do time for the Beis HaLevi. It's a long Beis HaLevi. But the Beis HaLevi describes, so there's two different types of learning. What's nice about the Beis HaLevi is that you just go the last 3 lines and you summarize it for you. Here, 3 lines in the book. V'nimsa yidei hakdama nase 2 kabbalot shel 2 tachlitim. All mitzvot v'ol Talmud Torah. V'zo shamru b'shar shigdimu v'hayu 2 kabbalot. All mitzvot and all Torah. And he says those are the 2 different components of a person's learning. That a person needs to just, it's an all, learning Torah is an all. It takes time, it's a yoke, right? It's necessary to survive. It's something which needs to be taken seriously. And of course, the all of mitzvot also has to be something which is taken very, very seriously. Okay, just to conclude this section, so the Shulchan Aruch says that women are obviously obligated in Birchot HaTorah, not just men. Why? Because Birkat HaTorah is probably it's a mitzvah, Birkat HaShevach. If it's Birkat HaMitzvah, so then women would be patur from it. But Birkat HaTorah is most probably, at least one of the brachos for sure, is probably Birkat HaShevach Vodah, and therefore women are obligated in it, which is the reason why women have to say Birkat HaTorah. And again, the Piskei Tshuva, the Yalkut Yosef, and the Rav Shol Yisraeli, look at the Shol Yisraeli, the last few words here. He says, how do you fulfill this? Torah de Rabbanan, which is the book that we're reading from. Because you know why? Because he's one of the editors, or he's one of the guys who signed us. Which I thought is funny. Okay, it's nothing wrong with pushing your own material. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all. And again, even Yalkut Yosef, the Sfaradi HaKadosh, At-Tahor, also says that it's quite important to make sure to, very similar to the word Shulchan Aruch Harav, with the focus also on the words of Musar and Agadata, which also helps a person's behavior and attitude, in addition to Halacha L'maisa. Okay, so just to conclude, that's why we do this shir twice a week in the morning, and that's why we mentioned this last time too, right? Properly established, after every minyan there should be a quick Dvar Halacha, because again that focuses, I think, on the priorities, but we should ideally try to find 3 or 4 hours a day to learn, and in Mirz Hashem we'll be able to reach that level hopefully very soon. Have a Chodesh.